This week in Jamaica Now, deaths and disaster. Katie Knight details how his wife died from COVID a day after their 54th wedding anniversary.
It has been a very difficult time. Very, very difficult.
Then hospitals exceeding isolation capacity and infections soaring. And a rapidly developed Hurricane Ida leaves a trail of woes across Jamaica.
No, Jesus! No.
Dream Weekend slapped with super spreader tag. Relief as Jamaica remains off UK's red list. Elaine Thompson-Herah runs a world-leading 10.54 seconds. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce responds days later with a personal best 10.60. And Ganja growers burnt. We'll tell you how. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. It has been a rough week for attorney-at-law Katie Knight, now mourning the death of his wife Pauline, who died in hospital last week from COVID-19 complications. A former director at the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Mrs. Knight died on August 20, one day after their 54th wedding anniversary. More on that story in a while, but first, a rapidly developed Hurricane Ida has left a trail of flooding and damage in Jamaica. The weather system passed over Jamaica as a tropical wave and rapidly developed into a tropical depression and then a tropical storm, triggering widespread flooding and landslides.
This not safe. This is the main road this. You mean, Kim?
In Cave Valley, St. Anne, it was a familiar scene as the entire town was inundated. The National Works Agency reported damage in several other places like Tollgate Clarendon, where motorists were stranded for hours on Thursday because of flooded roads. The Health Ministry has declared that only emergency cases will now be seen at hospitals as COVID cases reach record levels. As of Thursday, there were 15,000 active cases in Jamaica. Deaths reached 1,400, and the daily case count continues to surge. The ministry says hospitals will suspend elective surgeries and start to discharge patients who can receive home care. Members of the public are being asked not to visit emergency departments if their cases are not serious. A record 739 positive COVID-19 patients were in hospital up to Thursday. In August alone, there have been more than 250 deaths. 94 were recorded between Saturday and Thursday. And former government minister Katie Knight has detailed the final days of his wife Pauline, who had been hospitalized after testing positive for COVID-19. Speaking with Emily Shields on RJR's hotline, Knight said while his wife was hospitalized, they communicated via WhatsApp messaging. They last corresponded on August 18. On the 19th, she did not reply to his message.
I became very concerned because that day, the 19th of August, was our 54th wedding anniversary. And she passed the day after as if she had just wanted to be around that day.
And your daughter, Stacy?
Very difficult for her from a psychological point of view. She feels she is the source. And so it's, I think they call it like a survivor guilt.
So she's still in the hospital?
Yes.
Has Stacy got a daughter who also has the COVID?
Daughter and son. Both have recovered, tested negative.
Meanwhile, with COVID-19 related deaths spiraling in Western Jamaica, the recent Dream Weekend party series in Negril has been tagged a super spreader of the deadly virus. A Montego Bay resident who attended the event told the Gleaner that he was uncomfortable with some of the happenings he saw there. Since learning that persons who did not meet the health and safety requirements were in attendance, he thinks others could have also got the virus at the event. Another attendee told the Gleaner that her experience at the entrance to the venue left her somewhat concerned as she saw noticeable loopholes which could have easily been exploited by unscrupulous persons. For example, she said there was no recommendation for persons to show their identification card to confirm their vaccination certificates. One respected public health official in Western Jamaica said he was satisfied that some of the recent COVID cases were contracted at Dream Weekend. And there is relief in the travel industry as Jamaica has remained off the UK's red list. Despite a rapid increase in COVID cases and deaths, Jamaica is still on the amber list for travelers to the United Kingdom. Being on the amber list means fewer restrictions for travelers from Jamaica as opposed to countries on the red list who must go into 10-day quarantine at a cost of £2,000 British for a hotel stay. In June, the UK introduced the traffic light system green, amber, red for travellers entering its borders. Double Olympic sprint champion Elaine Thompson-Herah stunned the world on Saturday, running a new personal best 10.54 seconds in the Diamond League. The thrilling finish led a Jamaican 1-2-3 ahead of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Shericka Jackson. American Sha'Carri Richardson placed 9th.
Coming out today, it was a great return back to the sport. I wanted to be able to come in before, having a month off, dealing with all I was dealing with. I'm not upset at myself at all. This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to, because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the 6th fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won, but they're not done seeing me yet.
Days later, the Jamaicans returned to the track. This time, Fraser-Pryce built on a bullet start to win in a new personal best 10.60 seconds. Thompson-Herah was 2nd and Jackson 3rd. The Cannabis Licensing Authority has ordered the medical marijuana distributor Epicon to destroy more than 1,000 plants. This is because they were planted after its license to operate expired at the end of 2020. The dangerous drugs interim regulations prohibit the cultivation of new crops during extensions. A large hole was dug on Wednesday at Epicon's Ganja farm in Guava Ridge, St. Andrew, and the weed buried under the supervision of CLA employees. It represented the end of a steamy fight between Epicon executives and CLA representatives. The authority had argued that Epicon was granted a 3-month extension to operate because of delays brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and the containment measures. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, subscribe today and turn on your notifications. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, flooded roads across Jamaica amid heavy rains from Hurricane Ida.
This gully is Jaja now. You can come before you come across. Because definitely, the gully is definitely one thing.
The first one I born, I see a thing like this.
Man, I'm mad, man.
See one little baby with them put on top.
Inside.
This is the site in K Valley right now. Yeah, water.